Hey, bougie besties. Hey, all of my bougie queens out there. So, let's talk about it. I heard about the tea that's going on TikTok, y'all, about trophy wives, all this and that. And let me just tell y'all something about a trophy wife. I'm a trophy wife, okay? I am a bona fide trophy wife. This is my first book, bestseller, called The Diary of a Trophy Wife. It's everywhere books are sold. I'm gonna sell it on TikTok at some point, but I want to make sure I got all my merch and everything that's gonna come with it, so that I'm gonna do it all up. Y'all gonna be happy that y'all waited for it for me to put it up here for sale. But let me tell y'all something. When I first when I did the book, The Diary of a Trophy Wife, somebody said to me, they said, did you write that book so you could brag about how your husband take care of you and how you got a good life, this, that, and other? I said, no. I wrote this book to tell people what it takes to make a trophy wife. And if a trophy could talk, that trophy would tell you how painful it was to become a trophy. Because I'm going to tell you like this here. If a lot of women think that they going to walk up in a man's life and he already set and he going to just take care of you and he going to give you this soft life, it don't work like that, baby. Because see, you or whomever it may be is in a line with a whole bunch of other women. And he knows that. He knows that he got plenty of choices that he can make. But when you start from the bottom, and see, they don't do that anymore. I met my husband when I was 16, 17 years old. And I'm knocking on 50. My husband is 53. Now, I'm with an older man. Now, I'm with an older man. Yes. Do he have money? He's blessed. I put it like that. Do he take care of me? Very much so. But I was with him when he was, I won't say he was down. He had just graduated from high school. He was working a job. He had his own place. He already had his head on straight and knew what he wanted in life. So, me, on the other hand, I came with baggage. But when I came with baggage, he made that baggage his own. And he don't call it baggage. That's just the way it is. He made that baggage his own. It was his decision to take the responsibilities that I had on, and I'm so thankful to God that he did. And we're blessed to have 5 beautiful children, but it wasn't easy. And people say, "Oh, it must be nice." It wasn't nice living in that one bedroom with 6 people in one bedroom. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice when we had a small Volkswagen and all 6 of us had to fit in that Volkswagen. It wasn't nice when we had to feed our kids and didn't know what we was gonna eat. It wasn't nice when we had to ride around 285 trying to figure out where we was gonna get $25 from so we can buy some groceries. See, it wasn't nice then. The sacrifices were being made. At that time, I had one, maybe 2 pair of pants. The pants that I had, it had the hole where the button's supposed to go and where the button toe off. And I took a shoestring and I put it inside that hole and I put it in the other hole where the button was supposed to go in order to keep it up. My husband, he was a vault teller at the time. He worked in the mailroom, got promoted to vault teller. And then we got promoted to vault teller. He he had to wear a suit and tie. We couldn't afford that, so he wore a smock. And when he wore a smock, it was he had t-shirts under that smock that had big gigantic holes in them. But long as our kids, long as they had, we didn't care. But we cared, but we they were our main concern to make sure that they had. So when you talk about a trophy wife, a trophy has to be built. And when a trophy is built, if that trophy can tell you the pain and the hell and the went through from the carving, from the gluing, from the hammering, from the melting, from whatever it done went through, that trophy will cry. Because it take a while for that trophy to shine. And see, some people think that they're going to get in some situations and just shine like that. It don't work like that, baby. You got to work. And then they have this thing with hollering what you bring to the table. First of all, you gotta get some land, okay? When you get that land, you gotta get some material. And once you get the material, you gotta build a foundation. When you build that foundation and you build that house, we'll talk about bringing tables in then, because when you're in a relationship, it take more than a table, baby. It take way more than a table. in a relationship to have a relationship. You're going to talk about furniture. It's going to take a sofa. It's going to take a love seat. It's going to take a mattress, not no cheap one either. So let's not talk about tables right now, because the only thing I'm going to bring to that table is some good home cooked meals. The grace when we said as a family, and him being there to accept it and receive it and appreciate it when it comes. Because nowadays, a lot of people want this soft life. It's available, but you got to put the work in. It don't come like that. Don't come easy. It just don't come easy. And so even with our kids, and I tell them they're adults, and they eventually they're gonna get to the point that they're gonna have somebody that they're seeing steady. Okay, in this family we do NDAs and we do prenuptial agreements, and we do with the boys we gonna do some DNA. I understand. I get it. I get it. But that's just my rules, because hubby and I work too hard. We sacrifice way too much for somebody to come and capitalize off of everything that we don't work for. Now, God is good, and I'm humbly grateful. I'll share my life with anybody, but baby, it ain't going to be that easy, because it wasn't easy for me. So when you talk about this trophy life, your trophy life has to include your husband in that life. It has to include your kids in that life, so that you can be the trophy wife, because you are the product of what the environment you created. You become the product of that. So if you haven't put into that, don't think that you are not going to pay with your soul. If you not going to pay with your soul, your babies is going to pay with your soul. Daddy going to get his sugar some kind of way. So if you looking for a sugar daddy, he going to be the daddy, but daddy going to get his sugar. So if you want something with a man, and I can't tell you about a quality of man. I can't do that. All thing I can tell you what I did. I remember going outside, and I remember looking up in the sky, and I said, God, there's a lot of guys I know that is interested in me, but can you please send me one of your own? Send me one of your angels. And it was my best friend, somebody I least expected. Because, see, at the time, it was what I wanted or what I thought. Because that was around me, coming from the west side of Atlanta, the thuggish, and, the ones that got a little chip on their shoulders. That's what I was kind of like attracted to, until I wanted more in life. And then here comes this guy. Kind of nerdy, look a little quirky, a little gullible, but he was strong. He's a strong man. And when I thought I could pull the wool over his eyes, he showed me big time. And you know what he said? I was born in this world without you, and I'm gonna leave out of this world without you. I serve no man but God. And at that point right there, I knew then, hey, I don't want to lose him. I knew very young I didn't want to lose him. He married me when I was young, and I thank God that we were blessed to build this life together. So, in turn, yes, I'm blessed to have a great life. I'm blessed to have handbags and all that good stuff. But I'm going to tell you one thing. If my husband ever need me for anything, I would sell it all. I would do everything I got to do to take care of my family. So when you talk about a trophy wife, you got to be willing to have everything in you that is willing to sacrifice that shine, just so that your family can have what they need. So if you're looking for something that is already built, already made, you're going to pay with something, sweetheart. You're not going to come out unscathed. So I would suggest roll your sleeves up, kneel down in prayer, and get ready to work. And know your worth. When you go to that man and he can respect you on your terms, and y'all can respect each other on each other's terms. But when you're talking about a trophy wife, well, baby, if a trophy could talk and tell you what all the hell it went through from the time it was a child on up until it became to a point to where it started shining before the world, that trophy will make you cry. Yeah, that's what a real trophy wife is. Because we done been through the trenches with ours. We exist, we're out here, but we don't really brag about it. It's the ones that's doing a little bit too much of this right there, and it's a telltale sign that you want us to believe it. But I mean, who you convincing? I mean, I'm not here to be convinced or entertained. I just love being on TikTok doing my thing with my bougie besties. I love y'all, queens. Y'all make sure y'all look out for my book to come. Oh, and I signed with Pocket FM, by the way. So I got another book coming out. I love y'all. Bye.